have a new call to replace and not repair the bridges that bring people on and off the Cape. The Army Corps of Engineers, which operates the bridges, says that the responsible move is to replace the Bourne and the Sagamore.
The aging bridges do not meet current safety standards, and any upkeep done on them obviously causes major traffic backups. So here's how the two plans break down. To replace the two bridges would cost $395 billion. That would take 6 years, and it would require hundreds of days of lane closures and bridge closures. Replacing the bridges costs a lot more. We're talking about This is $600 million, by the way, not billion dollars, okay? And it would take longer, 9 years. But the current bridges would stay open, minimizing the traffic impact. WBZ's Bill Shields is live in Bourne tonight with more on the new recommendation. Bill?
Well, David, you just touched on it. The Corps of Engineers, which controls the bridges, say that if they were just to keep repairing them in the coming years, they would have to close one or the other at a time for about 300 days. And that doesn't even include how many days they would have to restrict travel to do more repairs. So Corps of Engineers says it's time we start talking seriously about brand new bridges. They were built in the mid-30s and have served admirably. But the Army Corps of Engineers has decided the Cape Cod bridges have to be replaced with modern bridges.
Even if we make all the necessary repairs and rehabilitation on the 80-year-old bridges, they're still 80-year-old bridges. We want to replace those with modern bridges.
We all know how nerve-wracking it can be to drive over the Sagamore or Bourne Bridge. The narrow lanes invite collisions. This is what they want to build: 2 travel lanes each way with a median. And most importantly, an acceleration lane.
That lane would allow local traffic, whether it's merging onto the highway or exiting from the highway, to speed up or slow down outside of the traffic that's flowing all the way through.
The traffic jams here are legendary. For residents and businesses of the Cape, new bridges would be like a heart procedure.
The economic imperative is to unclog the clog we have in our heart. If we can get rid of that clog, the blood can flow, our visitors can flow, people that live here and work here will be able to get around, and that's really what we need to get done.
Obviously, the old bridges would stay in place while the new ones are being built. And people who use them say it can't be done fast enough.
I think it would be terrific. They definitely need to add more lanes. There's been some really, really bad accidents.
You have to look into the future. I think we need new bridges.
So the feds would actually take care of building the bridges. The state would have to build all of the approaches. Now, don't plan on this happening real soon. It will likely be years before the first shovel goes in the ground. Reporting live from Bourne, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News. Back to you guys.